Hey everyone, back with another episode of Sit Down here. You got your host Ernest, we got Jordan, and today's guest, man, we got first team All MAC defensive tackle, All Rise for Judge Culpepper, man. Welcome to the show.
Ooh, that was clean. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, okay.
Glad to be here.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate you hopping on, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Tampa Connect, my boy. So we appreciate you doing
813.
it for sure.
Yeah. Funny story about that, man. So you know how we went to school together. I remember I was getting recruited by Penn State, and they said that you were committed, and they were like, "Yeah, we're talking to Jordan, and we're talking to another DB or whatever." And I was like, they were like, "What do you think about that?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know much about the other guy, but I know that every time we play Wiregrass Ranch, that dude goes crazy on us, man. He runs for catches,
Man.
plays DB, locks it down, crazy." So
Nah, I appreciate you, bro. Respect, always respect when we played. Did you
do
think
it all, man?
when they said they was recruiting me to Penn State, you thought I would be going there? You thought I would be serious about going there?
I'm pretty sure like you might have already been committed or something. Like I would,
Mm.
because you were hot on them early on, and that actually like kind of made me think like, damn, like maybe I should take these dudes seriously, like because if they're recruiting dudes in Tampa, it's like all right, they
Right.
know what they're doing. So I was like, yeah, I messed with that for real. So
Nah, I was surprised that was my first offer, but I know obviously we can get into it with you going to Penn State. What stood out about Penn State that made you go there? Because you could have went anywhere, but like Penn State, State College, middle of nowhere, like what made you go there, especially being from Florida?
those coaches did a really good job, and they had been coming off some crazy games. Like I remember watching that 2016 game that they played versus Ohio State, and I was like, damn, they're good. And they had a really good D line for a long time, and they still do. So, looking at the type of guys they had in the room, it's just a lot. And Coach Franklin, he's a really good recruiter, and I got nothing but respect for Coach Franklin and that staff that recruited me, and the coaches they brought in, they're all good coaches. So, really, that's kind of what did it for me, and the fact that like the recruiting class was a bunch of really cool dudes like you, and then obviously all those guys, Charlie, Bryce, Will. Micah, that class was stacked. So, it was kind of hard to say no to be a part of something that cool.
Facts. Nah, that definitely was a special group that we put together in that year. A lot of dudes. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later on, but yeah, no, it definitely was a team.
But
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, just talk about so you say you went, obviously started at Penn State. Let's talk about what and now they finished at Toledo last season. And so let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about what went into that decision to leave Penn State and go to Toledo.
Well, it was right after that 2020 year, the COVID year, and it was kind of funky, man. Everything that was going on, the season getting canceled, coming back, like, and there was some coaching turnover, and I just thought like for me, like my personal growth, I felt like I wasn't quite reaching like my own potential, and so I was like, you know what, it's time to make a change. Like I could stay at Penn State and try and make it shake and however that goes. But I was like, man, I should get out of my comfort zone right now and really just like try and see what else I got in the tank. Got in the portal. Getting in the portal is definitely stressful. You gotta deal with a lot of different things like being recruited again, which is fun sometimes. Other times, it's like there's a lot of uncertainty in there. So I wanted to get in and get out as quick as I could, and got in touch with those coaches at Toledo, and they were like, look, and they told me their plan for me, their defensive scheme, like everything they taught about D tackles. And Coach Black was the D line coach there. And he immediately, was like reaching out and I just got great vibes from him. And he seemed like a really good coach, like a teacher, and good teacher, like some of the best coaches are like good teachers. And he really knew what he was talking about like D-line stuff. And then, of course, the defensive coordinator and Coach Candle, the head coach. And so I was like, all right, I got to take these guys seriously. And I wanted to get out and get the spring ball as fast as I could so I could, like, try and catch on somewhere. So, it really was like a match made in heaven. It was great. So I committed to them. I didn't even take a visit up there. I just committed. I was like, all right, let's do this. And then went to Penn State, got all my stuff, drove over.
You ain't want to take a visit, but you just knew.
I mean, I could have like flew up there, and there's a couple other schools I was talking to, but I knew that was where I wanted to be, and I took a virtual visit. This is back in COVID time.
COVID,
They took me like it was like VR on my phone. I was like, this is
wow.
I fuck with it, so I was like, all right, I'll go.
Nah,
And
that's
so
what.
that when they did the VR, did they put the glasses on you like the game? Or?
VR glasses invented yet? They just had the video on the phone. They said zoom in to go through the hallway. I was like, hey,
That's crazy.
Like
That's
Google
bad.
Earth.
yes,
Hey,
that's what
the
it was.
Google Earth recruiting gets it. Damn. Hey, he had to put on his own jersey at home.
Yeah,
Dang, no. But about that, obviously, you also had a pipeline there with your high school coach being
right.
Toledo. But what were those other schools that you could have went to outside the portal? Because I know I'm not gonna lie, being in Penn State, middle of nowhere, when the weather gets bad, Toledo kind of give you that same vibe. Because I got family up there, so like, what were them other schools that you could have went to?
One of them. So I talked to a couple of schools. I talked to Northwestern a little bit, and then
Okay.
the one that was like big, that was like really on me, was Fresno State, and they were hard to turn down. That was with DeBoer, who went to Washington and then went to Bama, and that was hard to turn down. They came after me pretty good, and California is super nice, so it was tough. But I had Coach Weiner up there, But funny thing about that is he really just kind of got me in touch. Like he was obviously reached out to me right when I hit the portal. Coach, he kind of got in touch, but then, once he handed it off to that defensive staff, like it was off to the races with them. I barely even talked to him. And then even when I was there, it was like I would just see him in passing. He was a quarterback. So I was like getting in his ear at practice, like, I'm coming after your boy today, this, that, and the other, So it wasn't the same as like in high school when you're seeing that day and all that. But he's the best, man. Coach Weiner, he's a good dude. Can't thank him enough for helping me get there.
Legend in the city for sure.
I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. After hearing your offers, man, I'm not gonna lie. Toledo, Fresno, California,
West Coast? I know. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
Good for you though. I ain't gonna lie. It's playing out.
Yeah, it worked out for sure.
Definitely made the right move for me, man. It felt good, man. It felt good, and city of Toledo, it's not as bad as you think, man. It's not as bad.
Okay.
It's going up now. It's going up. The weather, I don't know, man. It's cold. It's cold, but it's not like Tampa.
Definitely not.
I was looking at your tape, man. When Jordan told me you had on here, man, I ain't gonna lie. 9 sacks is crazy at D tackle, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I used to do a little bit of that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? A little pass rush.
Okay.
A little pass rush.
Okay.
Anyway, but so as a D lineman, what's your go-to move, dog? What you a power rusher, or like you like the club, like the club rip? What you be doing? A little speed, give a little speed.
A lot of guys, because I'm a white dude. A lot of dudes just, this guy's gonna come off in bull rush, like big white, doesn't have any moves. But I like to break it back a little bit. Like I like the stutter inside,
Give him a little sauce.
Okay. I like to set people up a little bit, but I think the biggest thing, taking the next step from last year to this year, and how big that step was. Really came down to like film study. And I'm not talking like watching endless hours of film and like trying to figure out their whole offense. But for me, it was simple. It was like, all right, what's their favorite formations to run out of? And then down distance, how they like to run. And then where's their center sliding? And I would watch film just trying to figure out and guess where the center was going to slide with the O-line, or if it was full slide, kind of guess that by formation, by down distance, by like game situation. So when I was in the game, I would figure out where that center was sliding, and I would know when I had the one-on-one and when I had to beat a double team. So once I knew where that center was going, and sometimes it took me like to get into the game to figure that out. Once I knew, all right, I can base my moves off of that, and I can start making moves faster. And that's when I was able to like capitalize on some of that and make some big plays down the stretch.
I tell you what, because my boy, his name is Jordan, he's a DB at Bowling Green. And I was watching that game where we got that closing sack. I had no idea who were at that point. I'm like, bro, now Bowling Green about to lose, dog. He's like,
first off, he's a great player. Jordan
Nolan,
he's a good player, man. But funny thing about that sack, like I was playing pretty well that game all game. I felt like I was pretty active. I was making moves. I was doing a lot of hand fighting. And they got some scrappy O-linemen over there, and they like to do their job. Like they know what they're doing. So on that last play, I kind of knew that I was going to get a one-on-one, and we had run a couple games, right? So I got up and I faked a game, like I faked like a me game. So
Yeah.
I faked defensive end is going to come in, and then I'm going to go outside and wrap around after he that line down. So I faked it. So I got off the ball and I took like a step and I looked out like I was waiting for the and the O-lineman saw that and he set way wide, like, oh, I'm going to go get him. And I just walked and I went like right back inside and walked straight to the quarterback. It was great.
Now, what was you thinking when that happened? You like, oh,
got him.
Because earlier in the game, I had the quarterback wrapped up in the backfield. I hit like a quick move on the center, and I had him wrapped up in the backfield, and he was falling down, and he threw the ball. Mm-hmm. So I lost back on that. I was like, damn, I was sick. And so I was really like in my head, I was like, man, I want to win this game, but I really want to get that sack back. So,
you gotta get his get back.
I was like, man, I got my get back, but now we're also about to win. And that was a crazy game. I don't know if we had
a great game.
Oh my! It was wild, man. It was.
Bro. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you good.
Man, I was like, when I, cause obviously I wasn't as good as you at doing that, but like it used to irritate me not getting the sack too, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the QB hurries, like my QB hurries impression go crazy, dog. I ain't gonna lie. They go crazy.
Really?
Hey, the hurries.
Damn.
It's great. Like, oh, I just got him, but they like you hit him, knock him down, all that, but they still get the ball off.
Oh, that's the worst. The worst.
Man. But nah, talk about close games that came to my mind. Plant versus Lakeland. Talk about that game, because I ain't gonna lie, that's probably the best game I ever seen. Like, what was going through your head in that game?
That was crazy, man. So they call it the Miracle at Dad Stadium, and I'm gonna learn y'all up. That's probably one of the craziest plays. I mean, that stadium's got some crazy plays. There's some weird mojo in that Plant Stadium, man. That just like gives the juice to Plant.
I know.
A little
money
for the rest, maybe. I don't know what it is. It's crazy, But anyway, so we were playing Lakeland, stacked team. They were so good, and we were at home, and it's dink and dunk back and forth or whatever. Then we go up by like 4 points with like 4 minutes left or something, right? We're like, oh man, we're about to win this game because defense, we played lights out. This is a low scoring game. Mm-hmm. And we kicked off to him. And what was that running back's name? Do you remember, bro? Who was catching it?
AJ Davis. He went to Pitt.
Davis. He caught the ball like right. He was on the 1 yard line. If he would have stepped back into the end zone, it would have been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He catches the ball over that line, right? Turns around, takes it 99 yards for a touchdown. We're like, oh God, like we're about to lose, right? So we get the ball back, and I'm playing tight end, and man, we just couldn't get it going on offense. We get the ball back, we got to go down and score, and I dropped the ball, but I was gonna get tackled anyway. I was gonna get. Actually worked out that I dropped it because I was like running a flare, so I was behind the line of scrimmage. Anyway. So then we go 3 and out. So we got to or 4 and out. So we got to punt it or whatever. So we punt it to them, and then they got it, and there's like a minute 30 left. All they got to do is run the clock out.
Didn't they throw the ball?
First off, they ran the ball. The running back runs out of bounds, stops the clock. Then they threw the ball, stops the clock. Then they ran it one more time. And meanwhile, we're in the huddle. We're playing defense, and we're all like, all the seniors are like crying, like, I love y'all boys.
It was raps. It was sayonara.
Yeah, no, for real. I'm like, man, I love y'all. Like, we're going to get them back next year. Like, all this shit in the huddle. Meanwhile, they run another one, and the guy goes out of bounds again. So it's 4th down. They got to punt it. Wow. So we're like, oh my God, I'll never forget it. Clay Hancher, like unsung hero of Plant football, man. This dude comes off on the punt, blocks the punt. Crazy. Tobin Sneed picks it up, runs it down to the 1 yard line, and then we punch it in to go ahead with like, I don't know. I think the clock ended when we got in the end zone. We won that game, and it was crazy, man. We had no business winning. First off, that team was stacked, dude. They had some dudes on that team, man. It was crazy, but it was great, man. It was one of the craziest games of my career.
They had a squad for real, and even I feel like looking back at it, it was a lot of dudes like in that Tampa Bay area, Lakeland area at that time. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You may have to think back a little. I want you to create your all-time Tampa team. So we're gonna go by position. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
That team is crazy.
And I want you to go by position. Should we do 1 deep or 2 deep, Paul?
Oh my God.
We get started for this one.
I think we might have to do 1. I mean, Jeez, I don't know.
All right, we can do one. We can do one. All right, so quarterback.
Quarterback. I want to say my brother because that's my dog, and he was a dog. List? But he's we'll put him at the 2 deep. But I gotta say Aaron Murray, bro. He was crazy and had like 5,000 yards, 5-star recruit. Then he had all the SEC records at Georgia. Like you gotta say Aaron. Like he's that guy. Running back. So I might have to go back to Plant with that one and say
Wilder,
James Wilder, right? But no, I'm gonna save him. We're gonna put him at defensive end because he was crazy. He had like 20 sacks his senior year at defensive end.
Yeah, he was a dog.
So I feel like we might have to put him there, just cause running back
could have flex.
I don't know, man. Running back's crazy. There's a dude named Pat who played for Plant. I'm really just like a Plant aficionado.
Dang, I was about to say,
but Pat Brooks crazy. He went to Southern Miss, man. He had crazy moves. Like crazy numbers. He was on that team that beat Armwood when they had Byron Cowart. That's another guy that's going on the deep.
Are you putting him? This is your list. It's your list. Exactly. Are you putting him above Matt Jones, Ray McLeod, Malik Davis?
Ooh. Those are all great guys. No, I'm not. I'll put
Hey, keep it real.
Respect.
Listen, they played and Ray had a great game, but Pat Brooks had just as good of a game at Sickles, and Plant won that game, of course. But Ray's crazy. I mean, obviously, dude's in the league. I mean, played with Jordan, his little brother. I mean, that whole family is loaded for sure. I really I gotta stay away from offense because man, offense that's not my forte. Man.
All right, let's go defense. Let's go defense then. Let's go defense.
Yeah, okay.
You get 4 D linemen. Start off with 4 D linemen.
Anthony Chickalo. I don't know if you remember him. Steelers. He played
with the Steelers, yeah.
Bro,
he went to Miami, right?
He went to Miami. Yeah, he was a 5-star. The dog, man. Zach Carter.
Ooh.
Remember him? He went to Hillsboro.
Yeah.
But now he's playing for the Bengals right now. He was a really good. There's a lot of good D linemen in the Tampa area, dude.
I got 2 more.
I don't know, man. I think that's not enough. And I'm going to forget a bunch of dudes, too.
Byron Cowart. You got Byron Cowart.
You got Jerwan. Or not Jerwan. Johnny Newton from he played.
Bro, yeah. he played them, bro. Look. Check me out. Bro, he played running back when we played them.
Dude's an animal.
He was the running back. Now he about to go first round as a D tackle.
That's
bro,
crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. He was a running back.
I'm not surprised. And played with his brother. His brother played at Toledo. Still played wide receiver. He's a fantastic wide receiver. Fantastic football player. Great dude too. I'm not surprised that Johnny Newton's got like first round, mocks. That dude, he was a really good player. We played against him this year. He was good. So
he's at Illinois.
Yes,
Illinois. He was at Illinois.
Oh, he's from Tampa.
What's his name? No, he went to CCC.
Yeah, Clearwater.
What's the name? Just
area.
Yeah, crazy, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
running back, bro. That's crazy. Wow.
He was Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year this year, man.
He's crazy.
I don't really know,
Yes, all right. So what you got? One more D lineman, or are we going to backers?
We can go to backer now. We can go.
All right,
backer.
you get 2 linebackers though.
I gotta say Micah McFadden because that. I mean, he had like 400 tackles in his high school career. Actually, just ran. He's killing it with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Say about that, man. Why don't you add some dudes? Who would you say at linebacker?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm going with your pick for Wilder. Wilder at backer that year was crazy, bro.
Crazy. That's a great pick. I was gonna say that next, so I'm glad you said that. That's a wild one.
Now secondary.
I gotta say, hey, you're on my DB. You're on my all time. Man.
I respect that. See,
times I've seen you ball out against me too many times, bro. I gotta put you on that.
See, I respect that. If I'm gonna help you out, Vernon Hargreaves got to be up there.
Oh yeah, for
sure. Got
to
be up there.
Ooh, this is hard.
Are we going based off of just how they were in high school, or like?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going with.
High school.
Yeah, you could say whoever though.
Vernon.
Scoop Bradshaw, he played at
I ain't gonna lie, bro. His highlights with Syracuse, bro. He's in, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When we was playing y'all, bro, we had like 4 names. We were like, bro, we would just watch y'all film, and like, bro, y'all highlights used to be like 15 minutes long.
Easy.
Scoop's highlights was the craziest thing,
Dude,
thing as a DB. I said, oh, bro, good thing, bro. At the time, we was trash, so like, I think by then they was resting for playoffs, bro. So he ain't really play.
right. He's that guy,
Hitter,
man.
bro.
He was good. Now he used to come and he used to hit people low. He used to flip people. That was his favorite. And he was just taking dudes out at like the knees, bro. He was a good. Yeah, he was good though, man. Could cover, could run. He put like a 4.4. Crazy. I don't know a lot about DB, man.
I don't know. It gets spooky for them last 2, bro. I'll leave that up to.
Come on, Jay Miner. Come on.
It's a lot you can go.
It's a lot.
You can go John Dixon. You can go Jordan Oladokin. You can go. I know it's probably some people from Wharton. From Armwood. I'm missing.
Oh, running back. Another one we could have talked about, bro. Brian Sneed and and old boy who
Jerome Ford.
Yup. He wore 22. Crazy. They had both of them at the same time, man. Brian Sneed went to Ohio State, and Jerome Ford went to Bama, and then went to Cincinnati, and now he's in the league. What is he with the Browns? Balling.
Browns, yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know who else is in the running for probably low-key one of the best players to come out? Not low-key, but Deion Kane was like that, bro.
Oh, yeah. God, I forgot about Deion Kane, bro. Oh,
bro, he was like that, bro.
That was crazy, man. He was a dog. Oh, you know what else I was thinking of is them boys. Oh, them boys from TC. Trey
McKitty, Nate Craig Myers, Billy Sanders.
Who was the wide receiver who was a 5-star?
Nate Craig
Myers, bro. I remember pulling up to a 7-on-7, and I was like a freshman. Like, I was a young dude. I was playing a little tight end, thought I was hot stuff, man. And I pulling up to 7-on-7 at Skyway and seeing Nate Craig Myers warming up. And I was like, clearly, like who brought the Bucks player out here to like
No, but I go, bro.
That dude was crazy. He looked like Tarzan, man. He was good as hell.
Bro, he's from Pasco County, bro. So my brother was in 8th grade, so he was in 7th grade. Bro, that when he was in 7th grade, bro, middle school basketball, boom, lefty, because he was a lefty.
Bro,
bro. The first one I ever seen dunk, and he was in 7th grade.
That's wild. I'm not surprised though. That dude, I was like scared to play. I was like, damn, I got to play against this guy. Thank God he's on offense.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie. But even like Tampa alone, but like even in your family, you got house of athletes. Your dad obviously playing with the Bucks, with those great Bucks teams. Your older brother, Rex, Dog, your little sister, Honor, Hooper, Sniper, Dog. Who the best athlete in your family though?
Man, that's a good question, man.
I don't want to disrespect your mom. I don't know if your mom plays sports too, but
she's a good athlete too. But she's a Survivor player, man. Survivor. If you call that an athlete, she's good, man. She does a good job.
That's lit, man.
She's up there. I would probably have to say, I feel like you gotta say my dad, because he really made it to the mountaintop, man. He's crazy. But Rex, bro, he's got crazy athletic numbers, man. He's like 6'2" and like probably like 230 right now, but he could run a 4.7 and he can like hang clean 365, no problem. Bench press, 365, no problem. There's a video of him squatting at Syracuse. He's a quarterback, and he had like 645 on the bar or 585 like that, and he was wearing a collared shirt, just repping it out for squats. Wild.
And the polo is wild.
He came from his 9 to 5.
No, but just talking about Rex, because I know we be having conversations. Like I know how you feel about him as a big brother. Just seeing like his whole journey. Like what do you say about Rex as a person, and obviously what he was as an athlete, but him as a person? What, for the viewers who don't know, your big brother, he got diagnosed with cancer while you were still in high school, correct?
Right before I got into school.
Right before on the senior year. So let's talk about Rex as an athlete and as a person.
he's just, Big Brother is definitely like the best definition of him, man. He's just always been someone who's like solid, like solid in my life, always there for me when I needed him, and like tough as nails, resilient. Anything happens to him, he's always like, it never phases him. He's unfazed,
Right.
For like, he got diagnosed with cancer, and that was a crazy time, man. That was, and for me personally, I went through something similar recently. So like, bad luck, I guess. I don't know, but it was so great having him there to help me. But he went through that whole process, and he did 100 hours of chemotherapy, and it takes a toll on you. I know a lot of people are touched by cancer, so like, a lot of people have seen it firsthand, but it's really crazy to see like, my hero, see him like suffering through that. But he got through it, and he's great now. He's fantastic, healthy as ever. He's just about to finish law school right now, so
That's
a couple years from now, might go into the family business. So could be a good little deal, man. I'm happy for him though, but he's tough as nails. Tough as nails.
And then I know you just mentioned it briefly. Fast forward a couple years later, now it feels like you're in the same position as him. Talk about how hard that was on you, because you just had a breakout senior year. And
right.
Was it right after the bowl game or right before the bowl game?
Right before the bowl game. I'll give you the whole run. So over the summer before the season, like I started to feel like a little off, like just weird things. Like I was tired all the time, and like I had like lower abdomen pain that I thought was like orthopedic pain. Like I would run, like, damn, I'm in pain. And I would like, I took like a week where I would just like lift and not run, or I would run and not lift. And I was trying to figure out what it was. But it was like, damn, the season's coming, and this is my last season. I don't have a choice. So, and I didn't know what it was. And I wasn't, it was kind of like, well, take a bunch of ibuprofen and it feels a little bit better, so I can do my thing,
Wow.
So yeah, so I go out and I have a camp, and I'm in camp, and I'll be honest, like I'm having trouble like running to the football. Like I'm good in the box. I had to be good in the box to keep my job. I was good versus a lineman, but running to the ball, like I was in so much pain just opening up my strides trying to run. Like I couldn't get the top speed. But I was like, doesn't matter. Like, whatever. I guess this is an orthopedic injury. We'll look at it after the season, because I'm not missing this year. It's my senior year. You know what I mean? Like,
this is before the year?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Because like the thing is if I take enough like ibuprofen and like I stretch hard enough, like it feels a little bit better, and it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna do it. I didn't have a choice, bro. It was my last year. It's like I'm not trying to get, because I kept sitting out and it didn't get any better. And
exactly.
It never even crossed my mind that I would have had cancer, because like my symptoms were completely different to what my brothers were, Like his were different. He didn't have any symptoms or whatever. He didn't have any physical anything. He just all of a sudden one day was like, hey, I got to get this looked at. And like, because it looked off to him. There was nothing that looked different or off or anything. So I was like, I don't know, like I'll just keep going. So I played through the year, and every game it was harder and harder for me to turn it on. But like the thing is like the second game of the year I had 2 sacks. The game after that I had 2 sacks. So I was like having a career year. I was like, fuck, like I can't stop. I can't like put hold on this. So I ended up making it through the whole year and just fighting through it. And I was like, you know what, this is just something that I have to deal with. And at the end of the year, I'll get an MRI and we'll figure out what's wrong. And then, maybe get a cortisol shot and I'll be good to go. You know what I mean? So I go in, I get an MRI, and they're like, all right, looks like you have a tumor that you got to get removed. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, you got cancer. Like, I'm like, what? Crazy. So I go get a cortisol shot, and then I'm like waiting for like results to come back, and they're like, yep, it looks like you do. So I immediately flew home. I had to call my parents. That was a whole thing. And this is like in between the MAC championship, which we had just lost.
Right.
And so I flew home, went to Moffitt Cancer Center, had the surgery, got it removed, and then they ran some tests, and they're like, you're good, you're cancer free, you're clear. Everything is good. You don't have to do therapy. It was such a blessing, man. It was so fast. They were able to take care of it. So I was back up at Toledo, and we had a late bowl game, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to mess around and try and play in this game. Like, I'm trying to I'm trying to get 10 sacks, man.
Honestly, bro, I respect it, because you already have played the whole season with the
right.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's nothing for you now.
Right. all shot. I actually started feeling pretty good. Like I ran a little bit. This is right after surgery, so this is like I think the game was like 2.5 weeks after surgery, and it was like a 5-week surgery where they were like, all right, don't do anything for 5 weeks. I was like, man, I feel good already. I'm gonna do this. But I might have rushed it. I got in the game and I felt okay, but I still was like had some lingering pain, and I was like, you know what, this ain't worth it. I don't want to reopen this. So I played the first half, and then I was like, you know what, I'd rather save it for the Hula Bowl, because I had the Hula Bowl in 2 weeks, and that was at the 5-week mark, and I was like, I'm not missing that, you know. So I ended up, I didn't want to get opt out though. It really meant a lot to me to play in that bowl game, and I really wanted to overcome it. And I feel like I did overcome it. I came back pretty quick, and
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
to finish it out. I was still a little bit tired, but I did get to play in the Hula Bowl, and I had a great experience doing that, and put on and against some good competition and in front of some NFL scouts. That was cool.
That was in Hawaii, right?
I wish it used to be in Hawaii, but it was in Orlando. It's actually really cool. The hotel was really cool, and it was a great experience. The guys there's some really good guys there. So got to meet some cool people, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from that.
Honestly, I don't know. That was crazy story, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Like hella resilient, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing like how close to the season did you know about the you start having the issues? Was it fall camp?
No, it was in the summer, man. It was in the summer. Like, summer can do a lot of running. So I'm like running. I'm waking up every morning, and it's like, damn, like, why does my lower ab hurt me? Like, what is this? And I was like, and it's no fault of the trainers. They wouldn't have known unless they would have gotten me an MRI. But like, it seemed like it was another thing. It seemed like it was like a hip thing, like something like that. It seemed like it was orthopedic. So it was always just like, okay, rest, ice, and stretch, and it'll go away. And it just never got any better. It just kind of got worse and worse and worse as we went, and I was at the point where I was like, you know what, once the season's over, like, before I knew what it was, I was like, I'm going to take like 2 months off. Like, I'm going to really like stop doing everything. If this shit will go away. And I was like, it was real liberating for me to actually have them say like, okay, this is something real. And this is something that like you can't fix, like doing stretching and by icing. Cause that's all I was like, trying to get better, and it just wasn't getting any better. And I was glad, and it took a toll on me too. I would like take naps every day. I was exhausted. And the season is long and you get tired anyway, but
right.
I was really tired. So it was good to see that it was like just a result of that. And the good thing about, I had testicular cancer, so I got that tumor removed. Everything is good. I can still have kids. Everything is fine. My hormones are fine, but like there's like a 98% survival rate. If you're ever going to get cancer, God forbid, it's a terrible thing, but that's the one to get. Other ones are very scary. So I had surgery. I'm good to go. I'm as healthy as ever. So it is what it is.
I just want to put things in perspective before we go on to the next topic. So them summer workouts, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like June, early May, June, and end of the season is December. But that's half a year that you were playing football with cancer, not even knowing.
Yeah. And it was stage one. Crazy. So I think what helped is taking all the ibuprofen I was taking, like, helped keep it minimized. But it's really crazy. Yeah, I would say like it really kind of started out like right before in the early July is when I started kind of feeling it. We wake up in the morning and run and lift, and every morning I'd be doing that speed work, and I'd be like, what is this? Strange. So damn. Yeah, pretty crazy, man.
Something else I want to touch on, Judge, just because this is just something I want to know. Yo, both of your parents was on the show Survivor.
Yep.
How was that time period? Like, how'd that come about? I'm pretty sure you know how that come about. How was it like, dang, your parents on TV, and it's not no regular show. Like, it's Survivor.
Everybody watched Survivor.
Pretty crazy. Like, I don't know, my dad, like, I think he saw a show back in the day and was like, man, and they were like, "Hey, this is Survivor," and he was like, "Oh hell yeah, y'all want me to get on the show? Like, let's go." And they were like, "Nah, no wife on the." So he was like, "All right." And so my mom was like, I don't really know a whole lot about this, but like, I'll give it a go. So then like she went out and like when, there's a whole casting thing that goes on, and she went out and interviewed for it. And they were like, "Man, we really like this lady." So she ended up getting on the show first, which was crazy. So for 50 days, like she flies out to LA and then they stay like for a week at this place and learn like basic survival skills. And then they go out to the show. And it's interesting. She's out there for 40 whole days on this show. And they'll like it's cut into however many episodes, like, and it's 3 days an episode. So you're fitting like 3 days of time into 45 minutes, like a 45-minute episode. Wow. So you really only get like a snippet into all their time that they're there. But like, they really do. They don't give them any food. They get like a cup of rice a day if they win the first challenge or whatever, and they can like get stuff off the boat or however it goes. And then they like food and like win immunity or whatever. Anyway, my mom did pretty good. She went out there and whatever. She got voted off like 5th or something. It was whatever. She did a good job though. And then a couple years after that, they had my mom and my dad on. So I remember I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, and they both went out for 50 days. And I was living with my grandparents and my aunt and uncle. They were like kind of like just, taking care of me and my siblings while my parents were out there. I remember like just being like a bad kid, just like running around. You know what I mean? Like I was on my longboard out in the neighborhood, getting after it while my parents were on Survivor. And then in that one, my mom ended up coming in second place, which was pretty crazy. And then like 2 years after that, my dad went back by himself, and he ended up coming in second place. So they both have the same amount of days as Survivor played. So I don't know which one's better. Like it's arguably, I think my mom's probably the better Survivor player. But
that's
crazy.
I got a crazy. So like, did you see the footage before? Like we all did, or you seen it with everybody else?
I saw it when everybody else saw it, but I knew what was going to happen. So so they would film it, and then my mom would come home, and then they would air it like a month after she got back. Mm-hmm. So she my mom or my dad, whoever was on at the time, they would come back. They'd be like, "All right, this is the inside scoop. This is what happened."
They snitched it.
Like, we're watching, and they got like commentary. They're like, "Oh, I remember when this happened. Actually, so and so was doing this, and they were doing this," and it's like, a lot of times the show gets like real exaggerated and you see things that's it's like crazy. But, a lot of times what I hear from them is it's a lot more human. There's a lot more human interactions. Like you don't see a lot of things that go on behind the scenes because they're really putting 3 days into 45 minutes. So you only get to see the craziest parts, but it's really cool. It's a really cool deal. My mom had to eat cow eyeballs and pig intestines and mealworms for one of the challenges. So I get to see that. That was crazy.
I thought that was Fear Factor. I'm thinking about it wrong.
Yeah,
no. It was like a food challenge on Survivor. So like you could like eat this food and get immunity, or you could like drop out and eat like Cheetos and hot dogs and hamburgers or whatever. So my mom was like, fuck that food. I'm gonna eat this grub so I can get immunity.
She is savage.
Yeah, crazy.
Bro, with no sauce or nothing either. She just
nothing. And that's the thing. They got her wrong because they be like a prissy, like, my dad played in the NFL. So she was like a prissy NFL wife who's like, "Oh, I can't do this." But like, she's tough, like she doesn't care.
She a dog, bro. You telling me?
She's so nice.
Super nice lady, for sure. For sure.
But yeah, Judge. So then let's talk about, you getting, you finish your senior season, preparing to get to the NFL. Just talk about people that may not know the day in the life of a guy trying to get to the league, man. Ready for draft day.
Man, it's a grind. You wake up, you work on like speed work, like you pick something out. Like, I'm in a really good program over at Cooper Sports Performance. It's out on Gun Highway, kind of by Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Josh puts it on. He does a really good job, and the whole staff there is really good. So we'll go in the morning and, we'll run. We'll go through like, are we working on 40s? Are we working on 5-10 5s? Are we working on, the L drill today? Whatever it is, we'll do that, like that field work for an hour. And then we'll, maybe do some D-line work or whatever type of shit you would do on your combine day, like, workout stuff. And then, you got a little bit of time off in the afternoon to eat lunch. And by the way, all your meals are like I bought all my meals beforehand, so it's like meal preps. So I'm eating rice and chicken and rice and steak, and it's actually super healthy and really good. So I'll have maybe one or two of those, and then I'll head to the facility to go lift, and we'll work on just explosive lifts, upper body, lower body, working on jumping, verticals, and broad jumps, and then that's it. That's a night. So I'll get done at 4 or 5 o'clock, head home, go to bed early, do it again the next day. But it's good, good time. And it's like you really get to grind, hone your craft, get good at what people are going to want to see, and it's cool, man. It's kind of zen. You just do your thing.
Thanks. And I know it's about 2 months from the draft, about 2 months out. Obviously, with you being the son of a former NFL player, with your dad playing for the Bucks, how does it feel that, like, dang, in a couple months, like, I'm about to be in the same position that my dad was this whole time?
Right in front of your face.
Crazy, man, crazy. I don't know. I mean, it's always crazy to see what happens, and who knows what the future has in store. But I put in a lot of work and gone through a lot of trials and come out on top of things, and I'm just happy for whatever I'm able to achieve. And obviously he never really put pressure on me, but it's tremendous. I take a tremendous amount of pride in him, and he takes pride in me. And so I'd love to, put on for the big guy and prove that I can do what he did. 'Cause I've always been looking up to him my whole life, and that would really mean a lot. But, it is what it is. And, I'm super excited, and wherever I end up, I'm going to give it my all. And that way, 20 years from now, I'll be able to look back and, win, lose, draw. I'll be confident and happy about what I was able to do.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. But I ain't gonna lie, Judge. We about to get ready to wrap it up. But before we go, it's something that we like to do in our sit down segment. It's called Rapid Fire with Judge. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of different questions.
This is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a whole bunch of different questions. It's just you answer to the best of your ability. We don't want to hear police interview, press conference answer. We want to hear you want to sit down, chopping it up with Jordan and Aaron. We want to hear your honest answers. So, however you take the question, however you interpret it, we just need your answer. All right. All right. First one. If you could pick any sporting event from any game all time to sit courtside or front row at, what would it be?
Masters. I want to go see the Masters with Tiger.
Oh, that's a good choice. Ooh, that's cool.
I don't even like golf. I love Tiger Woods.
I'm gonna lie. That's a good one. That's a big one. Favorite video game of all time?
Man, Assassin's Creed. Any of them.
Respect.
All right. Let me see what type of person you are. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I knew it already.
Okay, we're gonna let that one slide.
I'm a PC guy though now. I'm
okay. Respect. Bet. So if you could pick any 3 teammates that you ever had from Little League, high school, any 3 teammates you ever had to take on a desert island with you, who would it be?
Man, that's a good question. I like my guy Max and Hook. Right, he's from Toledo, safety. He's crazy. My boy Tucker Gleason, he's from Toledo, crazy. And then I'd probably do. You remember Bryce?
I remember Bryce. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he's the man. So those are my
dude, man. Yeah, good dude for sure. All right, next one. If you could pick any company to be sponsored by, any company or brand to be endorsed by, who would it be?
Lululemon. I know I wear all this stuff. I'm wearing one right now, man. It's so comfortable.
Respect. Crazy. Hey, y'all know what to do, man. Lululemon, shout them out. All right, if you could pick any celebrity to follow you back on social media, who would it be?
LeBron. I feel like LeBron would be pretty cool, man. He's had 20 years. That would be cool.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot since you got Bucks ties. I'm gonna put you on the spot. We got to do it. Start, bench, cut. Buccaneers edition. Ron Barber, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp.
Wait, who was the first one?
Rondé Barber.
Oh man. All right. I got to start. Warren Sapp. Cause hey, mom.
Shout out, mom.
What up, Jordan?
Yo, what's up?
All right. So start Warren Sapp. I guess I got to put Derek on the bench and Rondé. That feels wrong, man. I shouldn't have to. Should put me in that situation, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. They ain't gonna take it personal.
I got to go with that.
Respect. All right. So now, if you're on a road trip, what's your go-to gas station snack? What you bringing?
Coffee, dude. I'm a coffee fiend on road trips,
That's
man.
it?
That's it, man.
Just coffee? You don't get no seeds, nothing?
Sometimes, yeah. Sunflower seeds and then corn nuts. You ever had corn nuts?
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I have.
I'm not. Yes, because I get on my wife all the time for saying she gets these corn nuts and they like ranch flavor. I said, bro, no one in this world eats these. Like, why are you getting these?
I do. She's onto something, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
She's corn nuts, man.
Dang. All right, next one. What was your welcome to college moment?
Man, right in the beginning of camp, that first time, and you're probably gonna have Hawk on this, and he'll say the same thing. It's that Lions Den, Lions Pride, man. When we went up like 1-0 lineman versus 1D lineman, who's pushing the other one back? Oh my God. I used to be going in there with Juice Scruggs.
Oh, he never loses at that, bro. He never loses.
He was his feet would just go. I was like, oh my gosh, him and Sheed and Bryce. And that whole O-line was crazy. You know, that was probably my welcome to college moment. Just because, like, if you lose, they don't mess with you, man. But if you win, it's like you're him. So
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, Ern, if you lose that thing, bro, I ain't gonna lie. You gonna
already know it, bro.
After that.
It was rough, man. But hey, that was so. It was, you know, you get in there for a year and then you graduate once you're a redshirt sophomore. It's thank God.
All right, next one. Best player you ever seen live?
Okay, I got a good one.
Okay.
I was at I didn't play against him, but I was at that game where Lamar Jackson played Syracuse. This is before Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson. And
in the dome?
He went crazy. He was jumping over dudes. I was like, this guy's the greatest. I mean, he was playing backyard football in college. He's from South Florida, so like those dudes, like they play football down there, and it just looks like it's crazy. Like it's just like dudes in their backyard running around. I mean, he was tearing them up, and I was like, that's the best football player I've ever seen.
Wasn't that week 2 or like the beginning of the year?
He was in the talk, and it was like, okay, this dude is Lamar Jackson. But I remember like seeing that game and being like, who is that? They torched him. It was like 50-7 or something crazy.
Man, that was crazy in Louisville.
Dude, he was him. He still is. He's that guy.
Damn. He's that guy. If you could jersey swap with any player, college or NFL, who would it be? And what jersey would it be? So, for example, like if you pick Joe Burrow, you getting Joe Burrow his LSU jersey or you getting his Bengals jersey, for example.
Man. You know who I used to worship as a kid though? Tim Tebow. So like Tim Tebow in college, that would have been crazy, you know, being able to get the 15. That would be.
I ain't gonna lie. Tim Tebow with NIL.
Yeah.
10 millionaire.
Crazy, man. Hey, y'all see that had Caleb Williams? At USC, he made 10 mil in the last 2 years at USC. 10 mil.
Crazy. That's wild. That's
insane.
You should stay in college. You're making money like that, man. You don't even need to go. Just stay.
Real, he about to be a top 2 pick, man. You know he about to go.
Yeah, he's about to get paid.
Yeah, I know it's a little sidetrack, but how you feel about missing the EA game when you're removed from it? How you feel about that?
I see a bunch of dudes who are in my class who are like still opting in and getting paid from it. Real crazy.
Real?
Yeah, like, and they're already done. So I don't know what the deal is on that. I haven't really looked into it, but I am kind of sick because it would have been cool to take Toledo and bring them to national prominence. Make myself like
Heisman.
Hack the game mode. Yeah. I'll do some crazy shit.
That would be hard. I ain't gonna lie. 2 more questions. Next one. If you could pick any movie or TV show to star in, but you have to replace yourself as the main character, who would it be?
I tell you what, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say The Walking Dead. That would be terrible. End up in his.
That's over with. Oh wait.
Jeez, I don't know, man. Maybe like One Piece. Make me Luffy. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen that?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I don't think I ever seen One Piece ever.
Anime, bro. It's crazy. One Piece is crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. You said it's anime?
Yeah.
It's probably hard. I'm gonna have to hit up Evan Miller.
No, it's hard. It's hard, bro. He's him, man.
Hey, we just gonna have to do our homework on that. You said One Piece, and you gonna be who? Luffy?
The main character.
All right.
Okay,
shout out.
Yeah, that's easy to remember.
And if you weren't an athlete, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be going to law school, man. Trying to figure out how to be a lawyer.
Family business. That's what's up.
Yeah, got to put my name to good use. Name like Judge, man. You know.
Dang.
Catch me like.
I feel like you still do it, honestly, man. You still need the name. You gonna live with have the name the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, that stuff be trash. Hey, Judge.
And they gonna have on the billboard like his pops all over town, Judge.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can run with that. Shoot.
That'd be tough.
Might have to. We'll see.
Man, I got one last thing for you. You know, we was talking a little bit before. Your former Penn State teammate Will Levis. How you was roommates, man. Just tell me one story. You know, trying to. I ain't did no rated R, but little PG-13. I know you got something.
Mm-hmm.
I got some stuff, but I don't know if it's good. He's a great dude. Will's great, man. That guy's got it. Super smart, super nice, super tough. You know, that's my dude. Have us on again together, man. We can come up with some crazy stuff, but I don't want to say too much. I don't want to offend. He's big time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I had to ask.
Yeah. I can you, but I don't want to. I got to get his permission before I tell you all those.
I get it.
But we appreciate you coming on, Judge. Appreciate you having us on.
Sure thing. Glad to hear.
Hey, major salute, brother. Appreciate it. And one last, I would say to both of y'all, man. Both of y'all. Y'all both was in the era of Tampa football. Like, high school football was really good. Like, that really made me want to play like high school football even more. Watching guys like you got like compete and play, like it made me want to play. It felt like I was watching D1 teams play every Friday night, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like all the players that was on each of those teams was crazy to watch, man. But I just wanted to say, hey, major salute to both of y'all.
Nah, for sure, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dang, we did forget to top it up. That's for another episode. That showdown that we had here.
Hey, you got to come back, Judge. You got to come back, man.
For sure. We'll do it again.
So, yeah, man, as we end this episode of Sit Down, thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe.